Hello ladies and gents, this is Faz, and since I'm having issues with the AI for staging my SupCom2 video, I decided to do something different and review a replay that's on GameReplays.org. It is the Hall of Famer. The map is QAI, and I believe the guy who's playing against DaemonicKnight, his name is Fejedelem. I'm just going with that. Anyway, let's go ahead and start this replay. I'm going to do some live commentary, or more like replay commentary. And let's get started here. Okay, the first thing you're going to know is Fejedelem is Cybran, and he's going up against DaemonicKnight, who is UEF here on QAI Labs. This is the map. I think it's a 1v1 map. Pretty small, and so we're going to see a lot of actions here. You can see UEF is just building. I think they're going to go air support first. As you saw, there's a bomber that just got released. And there he is. My guess is going to be scouting the base. And I watched this replay before, so I'm pretty sure I know that thing came by and just doing some scouting. Fejedelem is doing some. Looks like it may be starting off with fighter bomber, and there is the UES bomber right there scouting out the Cybran. And the Cybran's got the AA up, the aircraft. As you can tell, I took a lot of time into doing these close-up shots here. And that Cybran fighter slash bomber kind of hacks. It's going to take out that UEF bomber there with epicness. If I do put on the sound, it's probably going to be really out of sync, especially with some of these recordings are in slow motion, -8, and I just sped them up through the editor, which is not even fast enough. So I kind of learned something today. Probably use -6 to record rather than -8. Make it a more real-time or regular speed. As you can tell, the Cybran is building their intel radar deal and having some escorts there with the I'm not quite sure what they're called. I haven't played SupCom2 in such a long time, so it's going to be a poor commentary. Radar is up, so he's going to see what the enemy is doing. And just some close-up shots there with the oh yeah, those things are the loyalists. Yeah, I remember now. It's coming back to me. Coming out of the land factory, so he's going to be focusing on those guys. Looks like DaemonicKnight is going to be headed to the front there, along with oh, we got some enemy, got some Cybran fighter slash bombers going to take out a bomber. Buff. See ya. And if I recall, DaemonicKnight had some fighters up in the sky. Yeah, they're there. He's gonna counterattack with those guys, which from the looks of things and from remembering what the replay had, I believe Fejedelem, he had quite a few fighter slash bombers, so he's gonna have air superiority here. Plus, I believe DaemonicKnight was probably a little distracted by those two loyalists that try to attack his land forces near his commander. And as you can tell, looks like the Cybran's going to get air superiority here, taking the last one down. I think at this point DaemonicKnight pretty much realizes he's not going to have air superiority here, so he's going to probably focus more on defense, air defense, probably mostly. Right now his land forces are pretty vulnerable, as well as his commander. And a lot of loyalists there. Let's see what's going to happen. Fighter bombers are just going to keep on harassing. And it looks like DaemonicKnight is going to be placing a anti-aircraft turret. And Fejedelem sees that. He's going to send his loyalists in. With all those loyalists, he's going to take that thing out quick. Especially with the fighter bombers. for backup. I can tell that thing just goes poof, gone. And it looks like the commander's going to get some action here. Get some research points destroying those loyalists, but there's quite a few of them, so he's going to be very careful here. Especially with those bombers in the sky, he's going to become very vulnerable and lose a lot of health very quickly here in this beginning of the match. I'm not quite sure how much health he's got left, but his forces are helping him out. I know those tanks have a lot of power compared to those loyalists. Loyalists are pretty agile and move fast. You can see those tank rounds just come right out of those tanks. Now, Commander's got a lot of hit points and a lot of firepower when it comes to taking on loyalists. So there's not very many loyalists left. DaemonicKnight may get out of this, but he's still got to worry about the fighter bombers too. So what's he gonna do here? May or may not save his life here. So he's taking out the last loyalists. Oops, there he goes. But okay, it looks like he's gonna build a land factory next. But he's got the bombers harassing them, and he must be really low on health right now. I mean, look at all those fighter bombers. You have to do something in order to stay alive there. He's got no air superiority, so he's got nothing to go against those fighter bombers. Let's see if we can take a look at what his health is. There's a little dramatic view of his ACU. Looks like he's got the thing built. Maybe do some upgrade. Let's see what he's got to do something to save his life here, because he's gonna be. Wow, his health is almost gone. Oh, he's got a shield up. That shield's gonna help him tremendously against the bombers. And he may get some AA up as well, do some upgrade on that land factory. There's some AA, and it looks like the fighter bombers are gonna be leaving. With barely enough health left, he survives that that battle. Let's see what's gonna happen with the Fejedelem. His ACU looks like he's going up to the battle. And he goes to the front. Why am I already saying this? I already know what's going on. So it looks like we're at a standstill. It's gonna be some time before the forces make their units. DaemonicKnight's going to be focusing on some anti-air, and Fejedelem is going to be on loyalists again, and probably still pumping out those fighter bombers. Yep, you can see them in the background there. Of course, those are the ones that retreated as well. It's going to be interesting. This is the front line here. There's a lot of mass in the middle. I don't see any. DaemonicKnight would be the closest one to suck up all that mass, but he is damaged, so he'd be caught out in the open if he goes out and gets that mass. Cyber and ACU just making an energy station there. A little slow motion effect I tried out here in this video. And then it goes slow motion right about now. There we go. And then regular speed, which is not even regular speed, it's just a little faster. Something to try out in my next video. So after discovering the anti-air, they're heading back, building up a land factory close to the front, which is good. Looks like they're going to build some land forces to try to penetrate through that front line there of DaemonicKnight. The Cybermen seem to have an edge here. They have air superiority, but how long, we're not quite sure. DaemonicKnight is building a experimental land factory. My guess is going to pop out a Fat Boy, because I believe that's cheaper than the rest of them. And this is still early on in the game. I believe this is probably at the 10-12 minute mark. That's some dramatic effect here. Yep, the Fat Boy. And the Loyalists come in. believe they probably found out what he's doing, and so they want to do something about it. Well, let's see what Fejedelem does with his loyalists here. He's got a group of them, but maybe not enough to take on what DaemonicKnight has with those tanks. So they're creeping up on him. They're not quite sure what's going on here. There we go. You got a battle going on now. Just taking out those AA right now. Those AA tanks, they're going to help out the air superiority. The buildings, of course, the land factory has the upgrade of the anti-aircraft turrets. It looks like the loyalists are just going to be passing straight by, trying to get past the tanks, which loyalists are a little faster than tanks, so looks like Fejedelem has a little advantage here. He looks like he might be going straight for the base, which he is. Interesting tactic. He's going to go straight for the enemy's economy, and yeah, those tanks cannot catch up to them. Tanks are falling behind, and there goes the last shot. So the loyalists are on their way to destroy the economy, and oh, we have a fat boy. A fat boy is now deployed for DaemonicKnight here. I don't think he's going to try to save his base, because he's going to have to sacrifice that base in order to keep that fat boy going. So here they are. Loyalists are going to take out the DaemonicKnight's economy here, and get some research points as well. A little slow motion effect there. So it looks like Fejedelem has got a good advantage now. But let's see, we got some attacking going on for DaemonicKnight going after the base. There's Fejedelem's ACU unit. The bombers are going to see to take out the fat boy. He's got enough bombers to do it, so let's see if he takes it out. It's going to do some damage. Oh, here comes the interceptors. We got some interceptors for DaemonicKnight here. Massive battle in the air going on. And I imagine that fat boy is pretty low on health. Since the UI is not open, we can't tell what's going on. We just got some awesome shots here. That looks like the loyalists are done with the economy, destroying all that. And it looks like DaemonicKnight may have air superiority with those interceptors, along with the help of the ground forces with the anti-air tanks and the turrets as well. And I imagine that fat boy is still alive too. The loyalists are just finishing off DaemonicKnight's economy here. Again, we got some. I think in the background we see some another fat boy being built. So DaemonicKnight's gonna have two fat boys, which is gonna be devastating to Fejedelem. Yep, there rolls out the fat boy now. So he's got two fat boys, his ACU and the land forces. Now imagine Fejedelem's got some extra loyalists running around, probably near the base. So he could try to do a sandwich maneuver, but you know, if DaemonicKnight's headed towards Cybern's base there, the lagging loyalists that took out the economy are going to be running into that little forward base there. I don't think they're going to get there in time. Looks like here comes a massive battle here. Loyalists up front taking on the tanks here, along with two fat boys. You can't really it's a massacre at this point for those loyalists up front. Along with the ACU unit, I mean, you got some major devastation right there, as you can tell. And it's just cleaning up right now. Yeah, it was a very close game starting off, but I'm going to go with DaemonicKnight on this one. But Fejedelem, he had the advantage up front, and he looks like he's going to try to come in at the forward base with his loyalists to penetrate and destroy the economy. But those artillery shells, they're in the shield, and they do some massive damage if you don't micro your loyalists correctly. And as you can tell there, yeah, they have no chance. They're sandwiched right between two buildings, and the artillery is just going to finish them right off. And I imagine up front they just keep on pushing with those two fat boys in the tanks. Just some dramatic destruction of the loyalists here, but they did their deal. They destroyed the economy, but that was a gamble. This is a very close one-on-one here, and looks like there's no more loyalists to defend or attack, so this is it for Fejedelem. Two fat boys bombarding on his base right now. As you can tell right there, there's nothing left. There's nothing left behind DaemonicKnight's front base there, but his remaining forces with two experimentals and some land units, this is pretty much over. I don't see any fighter bombers do anything. And if they did, DaemonicKnight has some interceptors to counter them. So this is going to be it. It looks like he's just taking the brunt force of it. So this DaemonicKnight had almost 0 health left when those fighter bombers were harassing him during the beginning of this match at the 9-minute mark. But he built that land factory with the shield, and that saved him. That was a very close match, and there he goes. Fejedelem is now gone nuclear. So excellent match. Looks like the 1v1 goes to DaemonicKnight. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was kind of fun for me too. And hope to see you again sometime soon. Thanks.